So this morning, the White House and top officials on Capitol Hill are looking to reassure the American public that there is no need for panic after Republican House Intelligence Committee Chair, Congressman Mike Turner, sounded the alarm about a serious national security threat facing the U.S. At the time, his cryptic message urged President Biden to declassify intelligence on an unnamed threat. The move caught many lawmakers by surprise and sent journalists scrambling around the halls of Congress, trying to figure out what he was talking about. Later on, sources told NBC News that Turner's warning was referring to Russia's efforts to target U.S. satellites in space. U.S. officials stressed that while the danger is significant, the threat is not imminent. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan sought to downplay concerns, telling reporters he was already set to brief Turner and the Gang of Eight House members on this issue later today.
I'm a bit surprised that Congressman Turner came out publicly today in advance of a meeting on the books for me to go sit with him alongside our intelligence and defense professionals. I am confident that President Biden, in the decisions that he is taking, is going to ensure the security of the American people going forward. And I will stand here at this podium and assert that, look you in the eye with confidence, that we believe that we can and will and are protecting the national security of the United States and the American people.
Sam, this was this was a bizarre. It's sort of a bizarre. It was a bizarre outburst that got the whole intel community scratching their heads, going, "What's he doing?" Because the White House was about to brief the Gang of Eight. They were about to talk about it, and then he made a jump. Some people are suggesting he did it to help funding for Ukraine. He is a supporter of Ukraine. But most others, like Jake Sullivan, just scratching their heads. Do you have any reporting? What exactly was going on?
No, I mean, so the report, yeah, in theory, I was very supportive of him coming out because I want more information, obviously. But yes, right. head scratching decision. You don't ever see something like this happen. Someone sort of obliquely referring to a real threat, setting off real panic, honestly, and confusion. I mean, in our newsroom, we were scrambling to figure out what the actual specifics of this were. You know, what we found was what other outlets found, which are sources saying it's related to a space program that the Russians are either launching or have launched that would involve potentially, again, I'm using my words very carefully, potentially nuclear capabilities in outer space, targeting U.S. satellites. Officials told us publicly that it was not an imminent threat, but that it was a potentially grave threat. And that's about the extent of what we know. This is, I just want to stress, this is a extremely bizarre way for stuff to come out. Usually the Gang of Eight is airtight in terms of what they talk about with respect to intelligence. Obviously, this is coming not just in the debate around Ukraine funding. It's coming in the shadow of Donald Trump and his comments on NATO. It's coming amid debates over FISA court and gathering intelligence. So we're trying to piece together what the motivations were for Congressman Turner, who, has a decent reputation around this stuff, but this was just a little bit out of character and, frankly, a little bit bizarre.
Yeah, John, to Sam's point, I heard from a couple people in the intel community yesterday who were surprised, number one, that the violation of protocol and regular order, but because it was Mike Turner, who they view as sort of a welcome, sane, responsible, serious voice in this House Republican caucus, kind of just popping off in a tweet, this thing that sent everybody scrambling. And again, as we just heard from Jake Sullivan, ahead of a meeting today that he already had scheduled.
Right. It was on the books, and it's sort of an exasperated, almost bemused Jake Sullivan, really confused as to why the congressman did that. Yet another moment of shall we say, another moment where a Republican in the House not exactly covered themselves in glory in the last week or two. So a very odd thing. That set off, to Sam's point, set off real panic. There was real concern yesterday when this happened. So